15th, 2022 EDC meeting to order. Roll call, I'll start on my left.
Jim Gagnon.
Mary Ann Shinari. We have a quorum. There are no additions to the agenda. Approval of minutes November 17th. Has everyone had a chance to review those?
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes
As presented?
as presented, as written.
Do I have a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. Thank you. Public participation?
All right, Gagnon. Are you going to be discussing, I see it's on your agenda, are you discussing this?
That's going to be just a really brief prep for next month. It's going to be an in-depth discussion next month. That's an ongoing item.
Bring my questions next month.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Economic Development Plan.
And no, what was that for? Which document?
Economic Development Plan.
Oh, the plan.
The action plan, yeah.
Any other public comments, public participation? Okay, moving on. Reports. The town had applied for a $2 million Round 16 brownfield grant for the Inner property to continue our work. Unfortunately, we did not get selected for that. I had a debrief with DECD, and I stressed to them the importance of getting that site cleaned up. So Vinu Chandy mentioned a program that DECD and EPA were combined. It's a loan program, and DECD has some income money from that program. And she said that she would set that money aside for the town of Plainfield to continue its work on the interwell site. It's $300,000, which obviously is not $2 million, but anything that we can do to further that project, the better. And I am going to be preparing and submitting another SIF 2030 application when they announce round 3. That will be for remediation, demolition, and cleanup. Other than that, I don't have any other reports. Anybody else?
I had a question on reports. I noticed in the bylaws that it says that once a year you have the tradition to submit a report to the board of selectmen.
Yep.
Do we have history of those? Because I was trying to find them, and I could not find them.
They're in the annual report.
So I have to go each year to find it. So you can't just search for it. It's not able to independently to find reports.
No.
How would I know what year, like, what month?
Well, the annual report, just if you go to the town's website, go to the finance department, and it will have a list of annual reports. Moving on to old business, the economic development plan discussion. As everybody knows, this plan is quite out of date. It's 2020, and we need to update it. Adrian and I met yesterday afternoon to go through it and basically get an update status. So I would like to include on next month's agenda to begin that update process. And Adrian has offered to prepare a spreadsheet of what we discussed yesterday, a PowerPoint, of what we discussed yesterday, as well as a Word document outlining each of the items and what statuses are and whatnot. And that will be made available to members early enough before next month's meeting so that you can look at it and absorb it, write down any questions you might have, so that you don't come to the meeting and just see the documents for the first time and you're totally cold. That's what will be going on in January. That's pretty much. Do you any other discussion on that? No, because I mean it really, I think it would behoove us to hold off until next month. month so that we can look at the documents that Adrian has volunteered to prepare, as well as I'm going to email members, though we've already got it, a copy of the plan. I'm going to email the bylaws. I'm going to email the ED statute, the commission statute, and there's a, granted it's old, it's an Office of Legislative Reports, and there's a document that they did in 1998 about the local economic development commission. So I'll email you all of that, hopefully, depending on when you have the PowerPoint.
I'll have it by this week. So
Okay, then I'll be
that is
able
there, I
to.
just need to write it back with the meeting.
Okay, hopefully by the end of this month, I'll get all that information out to you. Okay. Anybody else have anything on that? ARPA Business Grant Program.
So I had kind of, I think it was really like a sample, so I have an idea of kind of questions you might have. So I chose Hope Lodge because they're one of the more complicated.
I'm sorry?
I chose Hope Lodge because
Oh,
they're
okay.
one of the more complicated applicants because they didn't open until 2021. This packet has most of their documents minus some of the tax information that I just withheld that if you're interested in seeing it, I do have that. So basically, they demonstrated their loss, and this is where it got a little tricky. They didn't have previous financial statements, so they evaluated their capacity to host events, and then noted their loss based on vacancies, which were due because of health restrictions or just the general economic climate at that time. So they were able to identify $69,600 of loss in that sense, and then an additional $10,000 roughly in materials and $1,800 in COVID testing and PPE.
Now, this says upwards of $10,000 in material. Do you require documentation for the
So
expense?
if they were, so because of the proof of loss in the form of, as I was previously saying, the $69,600, I could ask them to come up with that. However, I didn't think that it was worth their time, seeing as they had demonstrated already way above the maximum amount of funding they could request. I just don't want to take up too much of their time. I know that's one piece of feedback that I have received from other businesses, that this application takes time.
I was just going to say, this is the whole application?
Right, yeah.
This includes some of their backup paperwork?
Yes, yeah, so in there you'll find she had put together a chart showing how much revenue she actually generated,
Yeah.
how much she could have potentially generated. In addition to, I included their rates to kind of give you some context as to how they came up with those figures. We required 3 quotes. They have 3 quotes. What they wanted to use the funding for is to finish up their parking lot, their outdoor space. And basically by improving their outdoor space, they're going to increase their business, they're going to recover from the lost revenue during that period, and continue growing. But also as a hospitality service, they're going to be helping out other businesses in town, such as Matthews Catering, who they're also going to be submitting an application, generate more revenue. So,
How many applications have you received so far?
so far in total, 6%.
If I recall, this program sunsets next month?
Yes, yep, the 3rd. So we also have a few applicants who are waiting on final pieces of information. Usually it's quotes, because most of them want to do repairs to their real estate. And in order, our attorney had said if we got 3 qualified quotes, then we would be able to avoid the bid process and save the town money, and then we'd have more money to get out. But so I'd say in total, we have the 6th applicant so far. There's 3 pending that are waiting for those final documents, including Ramsfield, the jeweler, Enchanted Jewelry.
If this sunsets next month on the 3rd, have these three submitted their applications and then we'll later submit reports when they come in? Because that way, at least if they
Oh, yeah.
submit their applications, they're already in the pipeline.
Right, and that's what I've been telling applicants as we've been getting closer. If it ends up being like one little piece that they're missing, don't miss out on the opportunity just because of that. Because based on the way that the policy is written, we can request additional information or misinformation for any extended amount of time, so.
Have you been working with Ava Colonna?
I have not yet, no.
Okay, and you will be though?
Yeah, yeah. But, and because this is a grant, not a loan, though, so eventually it'll be more about the grant contract, and I'll definitely reach out to her. So based on this application, I guess I want to hear your feedback, but I would recommend, if this were the time, that you recommend this for approval by the Board of Selectmen, but it's just meant for a conversation.
Yeah, personally, I'm not comfortable because we initially asked you to coordinate with Ava because she's experienced in this stuff.
Okay.
So you and she were going to coordinate and go over the applications and then bring them to us.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm personally not comfortable saying yay or nay
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
this without you doing that with her and getting a recommendation from her.
Okay, yeah, yeah, so I guess,
You know,
so,
I understand it puts it off a month, but I would be more comfortable. You know, I mean, I don't know how you feel, but that's how it is.
I'm inclined to give you a particular motion on that.
No.
oh yeah, so and I'm not asking for this to be approved either. This was just like a dress rehearsal, basically. Yeah.
I mean, it looks,
So what were the feedback on the application? It's too long?
Just that it takes a lot of time, or that they, yeah.
they indicate by how much time, out of curiosity? Did you talk to them about it? And they-
Yeah, so just particularly with enchanted jewelry, just obtaining that, those quotes, reaching out, talking to the different contractors, that's what's taking time. I don't have an exact amount of time it's taking them, but.
Looks like
Okay, but it wasn't the application itself that was,
Yeah, yeah, not so much, it's
Involved.
pulling together all of the
Okay.
additional information,
Okay.
going back.
actually needed to fill this out accurately.
Yes, that's where the time,
It sounds like more than 10 hours, by the way.
probably, but that would be still not that much time for a grant.
Yeah, I know, yeah, great, yeah.
at all. Well, I think this is extremely thorough, and I'm quite impressed. Now, do you want these back in so they're not out there circulating? Jordan, I'm sorry?
That's up to you, so this is, so technically, and based on the policy and ARPA requirements, this is what would be in the town clerk's office.
Okay.
So it can be out.
Okay, so then
Anyone
we can
just-
take it home and study it.
Absolutely.
And in the meantime, you will get a hold of Ava?
Yes.
And work with her?
Yeah, I will, yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. And next month, I presume you'll get that done before next month?
Definitely.
All right. Will you be bringing be talking with her about more applications in addition to this one?
Yeah, so.
So
it's-
that more applications will be coming before us next month?
Right, ideally it'll be as many as possible. Ideally it'll be all of the applications. Since I can't imagine we're gonna have more than 10 total, which was what we were hoping for in the first place. So ideally, yeah, we will be able to do this all next month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Super. Any other questions?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I'm seeing this correctly. Is this on the development page?
Yes, so it's the first item, it's under, so it's new ARPA, so you go to the top tab.
As he needs now to use, what that means is really have a small business fund. There's some code.
Oh, and it's on the side column. If you're like on the actual page,
Yeah,
and then you click on that.
I see it's right there. Okay. Yeah, just I can see the businesses, like on the seat, it's just on the side instead of the other. It's possible, but it's not much fun.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
But it
but,
was a main bullet.
sure, yeah.
Because of our eyesight.
Yeah.
Because that
Was
might.
most of the response as a result of the turnpike fire?
there was a good bit of response from the Turnpike Fire Act, yeah.
That's-
Even for people who aren't going to apply, but they did reach out to me. I saw that, they asked for more information. We had businesses calling out from Plainfield, just asking that, so. Yeah, we got a good response to that.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Thank you, Jordan.
Thanks.
Okay, moving on to we have new business, approved meeting dates, but that didn't get taken off of the agenda from last month. We did that last month, so we can take that off. Correspondence, the trade name listing, you got via email tonight on the table. I have a packet from Advanced CT, which is their 2022 Economic Development Catalog, which is listing, quite thick listing of economic development resources available to businesses in the state. So that's just information. Okay, and on to adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
A second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.